Well, Clark, the gardening duck is back for another season to show us how to have a successful garden. And you're going to do that, aren't you, Clark? So our good lad is going to stick around. And there you go. Don't go too far, buddy. And we're going to start the season by sowing some seeds in the greenhouse. I've finally been able to open my greenhouse for the season, and the first thing I'm going to do is I've sowed some peppers and some tomatoes, and I'll end up with about 200 plants that I'm going to have in my garden this season. But you know, if you're sowing seeds indoors and just simply putting them in a sunny window, it works just fine. There are all kinds of different flowers like zinnias, sunflowers that you can start inside early. In the vegetable garden, you can grow in containers or in the garden some mesclun mix or salad blend. Cucumbers can be started right up to the beginning of May, and so can your tomatoes, by the way. Nasturtiums, you can start them early, or you can sow them directly into the garden. There's the tomatoes, of course, and the list goes on. Zucchini and a variety of other plants that are fast germinating that you would start either in late April or early May and have ready to plant out in the garden late May, early June, depending on your season and where you live in Canada. So what we want to do is make sure, first of all, that you've got a good seeding mix that you would put into your pots, and this is where you're going to put your seeds. Let's say, for instance, let's start with some zinnias. So a good seeding mix that's appropriate for seeding or for cuttings. A seeding and cutting mix works very well. Pro Mix makes an excellent variety of indoor soils, and one specific to seeds and cuttings. So what I do is I just simply tap about 3 seeds into one pot like so, and with my fingers I push them into the surface of the soil, below the surface of the soil, and then I cover them up like so, water them well, make sure that I label them with a permanent pen. A nursery pen or a Sharpie works on a plastic label, and of course they end up in a sunny window where they're going to germinate, produce a nice little plant which can go out in the garden in between 4 and 6 weeks from now. And remember, the key to all of this, let them get a little dry between waterings and make sure that they're in sunshine for them to perform at their very best. Remember, Clark the gardening duck told you so.